Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the applications that I have on my phone. So I asked last night on Instagram whether you guys would be interested in seeing which applications that I have, because on my phone here I have just, hang on, let me show you, one page of applications that I'll be showing you today in this video. And I found that when I've seen other people use their phone, they're kind of swiping through, they've got 2, 3, 4 pages of applications and folders that are packed with applications, and it just gets me thinking, how often are they really using them, and do they really need to be there? And I know that you can get them for free, it doesn't cost you anything to have all these applications financially, but I think it does cost the mind in a certain way. It's another form of clutter that is less visual because it's not surrounding us, it's not swarming us and physically coming in on us, but I think that it's just as damaging as physical clutter having digital clutter. And I've spoken in a previous video, which I will link up here and also down below, about digital clutter and ways to reduce and minimize it as much as possible. And so today I'm going to be continuing that thread and speaking about digital clutter on the phone and how I've managed to pare it down to just one screen of applications. I do have a couple of folders in there, more for collecting certain types of applications. I'll go into it more in the video, but let's hop right in and I'll show you what's on my phone and what I find to be essential apps for everyday and weekly use. So here's my phone. I'm not actually sure which model it is. I believe it to be the iPhone 5, but I could be wrong. This is what it looks like, and when I open it, you can see, oh, did you check that out? It's 11:11. The angels are with us. You can see that I have just one page of applications here. And this is all that I really need. I didn't really need to try very hard in order to pare it down to one screen. I just went through and asked myself really what are essential, which apps have I been using lately, and which will I definitely be using in the near future. Because once you've downloaded an app, even if you don't want it on your phone, you can delete it from your phone and say you use it now and again, maybe every month, or you're not sure if you're going to use it again. You can delete it, see if you even remember using it, and you can always just upload it again to your phone. It's not deleted, it's still there in the cloud, and you'll likely find that you won't be needing it again if you're not already reaching for it. So let's get going. What do I have on my phone? So up here, kind of the necessities that come with every phone. You've got your messages, your contacts, calendar, and clock. They're always what are at the top of mine because I use them frequently. I think these are kind of what mobile phones are used for. So down here I have my messages together. So I've got my messages and my WhatsApp, which are of course essential for a phone, for messaging people and staying in contact, which is what phones are for after all. And then next here I have one of my all-time favorite apps. It's called Clue. I'll open it up here. And it is a period tracker app. So what it does is that you can input your data around your period all through the month and also on the week of your period and track it. So for example, you can see here that I'm on day 26 of the monthly cycle, and I've always had trouble with my period. I always thought it was irregular, it comes at odd times, I can never predict it. Some people can tell exactly which minute it's going to land on. I could never tell, and it was always a little bit stressful for me. Obviously now I have the Moon Cup, which I've discussed in previous videos. It's not as stressful, but this app also really helps. So you can see that I'm on day 26, and you can see that I've got a little bit more to go until my period is arriving. And I have found that I've been using this app for a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years now, and the more data you input, the more accurate it is. And I found that recently it's become incredibly accurate, which is a blessing because now I can pretty much say when my period's going to be arriving, which is just a miracle for me. I don't need to go on hormone drugs to make it more normal. I can just keep a natural cycle and track it here, and you can input loads of different kinds of data, what your period is like, the pains you're having, what the viscosity is like, what kind of sex you're having, what kind of mood you're in, what kind of food you're craving, your collection method. I mean, there's just tons, and it just goes on and on. And you can input that every day of the month. And then you can tell when your period is going to be and when your most fertile window is, and you can have a monthly overlook here. So my most fertile window was last week, and my period isn't due until next week, which is great to know, because it would be at this time in the month that I would be stressing a little bit, because you're meant to get your period, well, supposed to get your period every 24 days, I think, and mine was never any 24 days. And now I know it's usually about every 34 days. Thanks to this app, it's just been such a less stressful time of the month for me. Next I have settings, which again is essential for the settings of your phone. And then I have utilities here, which is in a folder because they're the apps that I use either the least often. They're the ones that I wasn't able to delete. They just come with the phone and you can't delete them. Or they're the ones that I kind of collect together because they're in the same bracket. So here I have got the App Store, for example, which I can't delete. I've got some banking apps, and then also some a couple of apps for where I keep my documents for my social media management. They don't need to be out in the open or separate. I like to just keep them together, and then I know where they all are. And then the next one isn't exactly essential for everybody, but it kind of is for me. So it's called Mystic Mondays. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this. I post quite regularly what my card is that day. So what Mystic Mondays is, it's a sort of tarot card application. So I've been looking into tarot cards for a little bit, but haven't really rested on which ones I want to go for yet. So I have this application where you can draw your card every day. You just swipe it, and then it tells you what your card is for the day. Today is 9 of Pentacles, apparently, and then it gives you a little description of what it is. And I just think this is a great way to get into tarot readings without actually having to buy a deck, or if you're just new to it like I am, you don't have to invest in a deck yet. You can kind of test the waters. So that's what I have there. And what I wanted to keep near it was my meditation timer app, which is what I have just below. I use an app called Insight Timer. There are tons of apps out there. I've heard great things about lots of them. This is the one that I've just been enjoying. I've been using it for a couple of years now. And the reason I like it is because you can have guided meditations, music, silence, nature sounds, all different kinds, and it tracks it for you. So this is sort of the more spiritual side of my phone, not necessary for everybody, but necessary for me in my life currently. Then I have my travel folder. Again, they don't need to be out in separate bits, they can just be in one folder. So when I'm traveling, I like to know what train I need to get. This is the London tube map, and then the national trains, and then City Mapper is the one I use the most. Things that I use the most I kind of keep on the right hand side because I use my right hand for my phone, and then it's easier to guide with my thumb down this side. So I keep the more important things on the right hand side. So I use City Mapper every time I go out pretty much, and it's a great way to get you somewhere, get you home, get you to a place. It's not just for trains, or not just for buses, or not just for walking or driving, it's all of it. So I just type in the address I want to get to, and it gives me all sorts of ways to get there, the cheapest way, the fastest way, the way with the fewest changes, and it gives you all of the details how to get there, including all the transport and the walking and the bus and the trains. So it's kind of an all-in-one app that encompasses lots of other apps in one, so I really enjoy that one. Then I've got my notes, of course, which I do use every day. They're very important. Just tons of notes. I'm a big note taker. If I have a bout of inspiration, or if I have a quote that I don't want to forget, or if someone recommends a book or a movie, I'll keep that all in there. And then, like I said, on the right hand side, the things that are I want to be most accessible to me. So my camera is right in the middle on the right because I use that a lot. As you know, I'm on Instagram and I take a lot of pictures. I take pretty much all of the pictures with my phone camera. And then down here is arguably my most important apps. These are the ones that I use a lot every day, and that is my music, my podcasts, and my audiobooks. I always like to be listening to something. I'm actually creating a Spotify playlist for you guys that I will be sharing very soon, which is exciting because I love my music. I'm always listening to music wherever I am, in my home or with headphones when I'm out and about. And when I go for walks, I like to listen to either a podcast episode or a chapter of my audiobook. I'm currently listening to The Untethered Soul, which is fantastic. If you guys have read it, let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't, I would highly recommend checking it out. And then on the bottom here, I have my social media applications, which social media is my job, it's my livelihood, it's my passion. So that's what I have down here. I've got YouTube, obviously, Twitter, which I don't use that often, but it's handy from time to time, and I'm more on Instagram, but I do have a Twitter as well. And I do post on there every day. And then Afterlight here, which I may be deleting soon because this is how I was editing my photos before, but now I've got a new editing method on my computer, so I may or may not keep this. And then Instagram, obviously, because I'm on there every single day. Then below here I just keep the phone calls, emails, internet browser, and my photos, which I think, I don't remember putting them there, maybe I did. I think they're kind of the same on everyone's phone, they may not be. But kind of the top and the bottom are the ones that come with the phone and are very useful. So those are the applications that are on my phone. They're the ones that I'm currently finding essential. Obviously, I go through them every once in a while and I just make sure that there aren't any that I haven't used in a while, and I'll just, every month or every couple of months, I'll just check that there isn't one lingering there that I haven't opened in a while. And that's just a great way to keep on top of it so you don't get overwhelmed. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and thanks for watching. Bye!